Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. This is Sunil from Logic Labs Technologies. Can you hear me? If yes, please type yes in the chat box as a confirmation so that you can hear me. Thank you all. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Ayush. Thank you, Sheikh. Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you, Deepika. Thank you for your interest in joining this particular DevOps course. Let us stop the chat, participants. Let us stop the chat. Let us stop the chat. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So let me have a quick introduction about myself. This is Sunil Kopavarapu from Logic Labs Technologies. I have total approximately 12 years of experience in the IT industry. So I have started my career with Oracle applications, and then I have shifted my technology from Oracle applications to AWS, and then I have got an opportunity to work on DevOps. I also have worked on Python also. So this is about a quick introduction about myself. Close to 7 years of online teaching experience I'm having. So this is about a quick introduction about myself. Okay. Before getting into today's session, participants, if you want to speak to me, if you want to have a discussion with me, please raise your hand. Anybody of you interested in speaking to me? We cannot talk with all the participants. Let us pick up few participants and then give them an opportunity to speak to me. Please, when you're speaking, please provide your name, your introduction, specific reason why are you planning to learn DevOps. Okay. So we'll have quick introduction about the participants and then we move on to the agenda for today's session. Okay. So yes, let's start with Vishal. Good evening, Vishal. How are you doing? Your location, your experience, please.
Yeah, hi Sunil. Good evening. So
Yes.
my name is Vishal. So I am from Bangalore. So currently I'm working with Cognizant as a tech lead. So
Mhm.
I'm having overall experience of 11 years.
Okay. On which platform?
Currently I'm working on .NET platform.
Platform. Okay. You're planning to shift your platform to cloud?
Yeah, yes, Sunil. So because
Very good.
nowadays everything is moving to cloud, so just want to be
Correct. Okay.
doing on
Okay.
that.
I have one question, Vishal. As you're
Yes.
from .NET, generally people from Microsoft, they go for Azure DevOps. Okay.
Yeah.
Any specific reason planning for AWS DevOps?
Nothing specific, Sunil. Just want
Mhm.
to go ahead with the DevOps and AWS.
Okay. And frankly speaking, Vishal, if you are comfortable learning DevOps on AWS, you can easily replicate it in Azure also because all the cloud platforms are something similar. Okay.
Yes, Sunil.
The
Sure.
concepts remain the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Only the terminology and the user interface changes. Something like if you learn SQL Server, you can easily work with Oracle database also. Am
Oracle,
I right,
yeah,
Vishal?
exactly. Yes,
Something
yes.
similar. Concepts remain the same. The user interface, some syntaxes will change. Okay.
Yeah,
You
sure.
do you have any idea on AWS?
Yeah, not much, but just some basic knowledge I have on AWS.
That's enough. Okay. Just 5 to 10% of knowledge on AWS is
Right,
enough.
because in my current project, I'm working on EC2 services, so I have some knowledge on EC2 services.
That's enough. That's enough. Anyways, even though you're completely zero in AWS, you don't need to worry about this. The AWS part, which is required to learn to understand DevOps, I'll be handling it. That's not a problem. But for job purpose, you have to be skilled in both the technologies. You have to be good in AWS. You have to be good in DevOps also. Okay. But don't worry, if you're zero in AWS also, you can understand this particular course. Okay. Vishal, anything more?
No, it's
Thank you. How do you came to know about this Logic Labs technologies?
no, actually, I joined a few months back the course, but I was unable to continue, so again rejoined
Mm-hmm.
back.
Okay, okay. So you already know how exactly the style of teaching
Yes,
happens and the
yes,
process. Okay. Thank you, Vishal. Thank you for waiting
thanks.
again and joining to the same institute. Okay. Keep learning and all the best. I've seen many participants raising their hand. Participants, we cannot talk with everyone, so I'm randomly picking up some of the participants. Daniel, how are you doing? Your location, your experience, please.
Hello, good evening, Sunil.
Good evening.
I am Daniel Suman from Bangalore. I am
Yes.
totally new to AWS. And just I had completed my BBA graduation,
Okay.
so I
You are a
one of
fresher.
my friends referred me to join your sessions. So
Mhm.
just now I joined.
Good, Daniel. Good. Good decision to learn cloud technologies rather than working with older technologies. This is something new, Daniel. Okay. It's always good to learn latest technologies, which will always gives you an advantage when you are searching for the job. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Stay focused. Okay. Practice
And
whatever we are learning, which is very, very important.
and when will you start AWS course?
I am not starting. One of our instructor, Mr. Ankit, will be starting AWS. You will get the update in the WhatsApp group. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Sunil.
Thank you.
Okay.
Participants, one quick information. There is a WhatsApp group created for this particular batch. Participants, there is a WhatsApp group created for this particular batch. All the information about this batch, for example, any material or any information related to this particular batch or any job opportunity. Recently, I came to know there is a job opportunity for AWS freshers. Soon I'll be posting it. So any communication, especially for this, but every batch will have one WhatsApp group. For this particular batch, we are maintaining one WhatsApp group. I hope you are all in the WhatsApp group. If you're not in the WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group, which is dedicatedly created for this particular batch. I'll be sharing the WhatsApp group link now. This is DevOps batch. This is a WhatsApp group. 262 is our batch number. Keep in mind when you're communicating to the management. I have just posted the WhatsApp group link. My dear participants, if you are not in the WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group using the link which I have just posted for quick information about this particular course. Okay, perfect. Next. Good evening, Sri Lakshmi. How are you doing? I can see
Hello,
your hand
am I
raised.
audible?
Yes, you are audible, Sri Lakshmi. How are
Yes.
you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. I'm from Bangalore. So I've been working in mainframes from past 14 plus years. I'm a mainframe developer.
Okay.
How good can I dwell with the DevOps on
The first
AWS?
point, Lakshmi, I hope you know mainframes is slowly getting outdated. It's already outdated. Am I
Yes,
right, Sri
yeah.
Lakshmi?
Not
So
outdated, I can say. Slowly migrations have kicked off for
that's it.
most of the
So
applications.
more number of clients are not using mainframes now. Am I right, Sri Lakshmi?
Trying not to.
Yes. So in
Yeah.
such case, it's always better to transform, is it, to shift to a
Yeah,
latest
cross skill.
technologies? Correct.
Yeah, get cross skilled. So
Yes.
I'm more inclined to AWS. So I thought DevOps. How better does this suit me if I want to go ahead
See,
with any
your
DevOps architect
current
role?
technologies in mainframes, right now,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes, yes,
For better opportunities, you are planning to shift to your technology. Okay. So
yes,
it's always recommended to pick up a technology which is doing good in the market. Am I right, Lakshmi?
Mhm. Yes,
So,
yes.
so, so cloud is doing well currently. Okay. AWS is also
Mm-hmm.
doing well. Azure is also doing well. Okay. So you have technologies are very good. Salesforce is doing well. Okay. So artificial intelligence is doing well in the market. Machine learning is doing well in the market. Okay. Python full stack is doing well. So there are set of technologies which are right now good in demand. So select me, we have to select one technology and master it. Very important. You have to master it. If you are
Yeah,
perfect in mastering that particular technology, definitely it will help you in switching your technology. They have many participants from our previous batches who have successfully shifted their platforms from mainframes, from testing, okay, from
okay,
production support. Okay,
okay.
so
What all prerequisites? Any like apart from
for
being a
this
programmer?
particular, okay,
Yeah,
I'm
being a
coming to that.
programmer. Okay, yeah. Please
Please
go ahead.
proceed. Please proceed. Yeah, please proceed.
From programming front, probably I can try to learn any new programming language to certain extent. Apart from that, any other skills
Okay,
as
first point, there is no
prerequisites?
much scope for programming in AWS. So in
Okay,
DevOps, okay, there is no much programming involved in DevOps or in
okay.
AWS. Okay, the scope of programming is very less, probably 5% when you compare with the code development. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
this particular DevOps course which I'm starting now, okay, there is
Mm-hmm.
no prerequisite. Anybody can learn DevOps. Whatever we are starting today, there is no prerequisite. Okay,
Okay,
some basic idea on AWS is required. Okay, because
okay.
we are learning DevOps on which platform, Sri Lakshmi, if you can see the title, we are learning DevOps on
AWS.
AWS.
Yes.
The same DevOps tools we can learn on Azure also. I hope you have heard about this Azure.
Yes, yeah,
The same
Microsoft.
set of DevOps tools, we can learn it on GCP also. Okay.
Mm, mm.
Tools remain the same. On which cloud platform you are learning makes difference. If you are learning
Okay.
DevOps on AWS, then you are called as AWS DevOps engineer.
Mm.
Are you understanding?
Yes, yes.
If you are learning DevOps on Azure, then you are called as Azure DevOps engineer. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. If you're learning it on GCP, then you are called as GCP DevOps engineer. Got it. So if you talk to anybody saying that I'm working in DevOps, immediately the next question that comes to you is, okay, if you're working in DevOps, on which platform you're working? So every DevOps engineer will be working on underlining cloud platform. The popular cloud platforms right now in the market is AWS, Azure, and GCP. Our course is designed. You can see the title. Our course is designed to learn DevOps on which platform? AWS. So all the
AWS.
DevOps tools. There are close to 8
Okay.
tools, Sri Lakshmi. All this set of 8 tools will be working it practically on which platform? AWS platform. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
you participants, you may have a question. Sunil, I'm zero in AWS. Can I learn this particular course? Yes, you can, because the only 5% of AWS knowledge is required. 5% of AWS knowledge is required to understand DevOps. Okay. So to understand our course, how much percent of AWS knowledge is required? Selecting only 5% of AWS knowledge is required. That 5% of AWS knowledge I will cover in this course itself. So technically, there is no prerequisite to learn and understand this particular course. But after this particular course, if you try for a DevOps jobs as a DevOps engineer, definitely they'll ask you questions on AWS also.
AWS.
So what you have to do, finally, you have to get 2 skills. It's not only Sri Lakshmi, it's not only for you, it's on behalf of you. I'm talking to all the participants who are attending this particular course now. Participants, at the end of this, maybe in the next 3 months, you have to be skilled in 2 technologies. First, you have to be good in AWS platform. Next, you have to be good in DevOps tools, whichever we are learning in our discourse. These 2 skills goes together, and your resume should have these 2 skills. Okay. If you say in the interview, I'm good in DevOps, I'm not much confident in AWS, I know only 5% of AWS, this will not work. Participants, are you understanding? You have to be expected to be good in cloud platform as well as DevOps tools. Then
Okay.
only you will have a cutting edge advantage with respect to other resumes. You cannot say, so I am good in DevOps tools, but I am just basic, I know basics of AWS. This will not work. Every DevOps engineer is expected to have a good and strong knowledge on AWS. So participants, I recommend you to learn. Anyways, you have started learning DevOps. Parallelly, you can learn AWS, or after DevOps also you can learn AWS. I have seen many participants learning DevOps first and then going to AWS. I've seen many participants starting AWS first and then going to learn DevOps. Finally, Sri Lakshmi, you have to end up with 2 courses. One is
Okay.
AWS course, the other one is DevOps course. Okay.
Okay. This course will particularly focus on DevOps
DevOps only.
concept. Okay.
This course is only DevOps.
Okay.
That's the
And
reason I
you
have
are
mentioned
providing.
DevOps.
Huh.
And on which platform I will be showing all our tools on? AWS. Got
So
it?
you have another course for AWS
Yes,
parallelly
that is
running
called
that.
AWS Solutions Architect course.
Okay.
That course title is AWS Solutions Architect course. That is completely different course. That is 30 days duration. Then that in that 30 days, they will be focusing only on the cloud platform, AWS. They will not discuss DevOps tools. Exclusively,
Okay.
you will get strong knowledge on cloud platform. These
Okay.
2 skills together will help your resume to gain advantage or weightage. Clear, Sri Lakshmi? Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. How do you happen to know this institute?
It is referred from one of my cousin, Manasa.
Is she working in DevOps?
Yes, she's.
Okay. Is she my old participant?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Convey my regards to her. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Participants, it's important to have interaction. At the same time, we cannot interact with all the participants. Let's spend some more time interacting with a couple of participants. Okay. This time with Surendra. How are you doing, Surendra?
Yeah, hi Sunil. Can you hear
Good
me?
evening. Yes, I can hear you. Welcome.
Yeah, good evening. Hi. Yeah, I'm good. And I'm from Bangalore. Like I have around 11 years of experience as an Oracle DBA.
I started my career as Oracle. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I attended your Mongo session actually
Okay.
recently. It
Good.
was so
Sunil.
nice. And after that, I'm like now trying to complete the Mongo DBA certificate as well so that I can get a
Yes.
chance in Mongo team in my current organization.
Okay. Send a mail to our email address. I have the MongoDB dumps. Okay. I'll be
Okay.
sharing it to you. That will help you for your preparation. But MongoDB is interesting. Am I right, Surendra? And compared to relational
Yeah,
databases, huh?
of course. Like I worked almost 11 years on Oracle DBA. So all of a sudden shifted the gear from Oracle to RDBMS to
NoSQL.
NoSQL. Like it was so fun actually. Yeah, I felt it.
Yeah. That batch is actually my first batch of MongoDB. It was more like a conversation. Have you observed, Surendra?
Yeah,
Huh?
I attended each and every class. Like
Yeah, it was more
it
like
was so
a conversation about understanding the concepts, how NoSQL has evolved. Okay. Which
actually
was
I started in Mongo University. There is a course I started, but I was not feeling comfortable. Like I mean, I was going, but not
yeah.
like
This is the Desi style of learning.
yes.
Okay, thank
So
you,
like
thank you,
I have
Surendra.
like I have a couple of questions now like on this part. So being an Oracle DBA and like going to get a chance as MongoDB, I'm thinking if this can also help anyway, like because nowadays if I'm trying for any opportunity, everywhere they're saying like you need to be good at Ansible, Terraform,
Correct,
GitHub,
correct.
everything.
See what's happening, Surendra. Traditionally, the complete database instances was to maintain on premises. Am I right, Surendra?
Correct. Yes.
And not only database application servers like WebLogic, Tomcat, everything was to maintain in on premises.
Correct.
Now everyone are migrating to cloud. So even you are a database administrator, but you are expected to have exposure towards a cloud platform because you have to manage the database on cloud. So and then configurations,
Yeah.
probably you have to depend on this kind of tools like Ansible, Terraform. Okay.
Correct.
So see this, okay. To be more clear,
Yeah.
Surendra, I have one question.
Yeah.
This DevOps, I hope you have heard about this. How does this word DevOps evolve? Any idea?
Development
No,
team
operations.
plus operations.
Right. So DBA comes under operations team.
Correct.
Agree? So you're from operations team.
Yes.
Okay. This helps both developers as well as operations. In case, first point, Surendra, frankly speaking, if you are planning to change the platform, then learn DevOps. Okay. If you don't want to change your platform, if you want to stick to existing platform, that is your Oracle DBA, then instead of DevOps, learn exclusive AWS course.
Okay.
Not this one. Okay. Exclusively learn AWS course that will add value to your current technology. Let's say you don't want to work with current technology, you want to completely change, then welcome to DevOps. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, Surendra.
And one last question.
Yeah.
In this, are we going to cover any scripting like Golang or anything?
We just learn. Golang is not required. YAML coding is required. So we'll be learning YAML part.
Okay.
Good. Yet another markup language. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Surendra. So how do you know about MongoDB? Course? In the
Like
WhatsApp
someone actually, one of my friends like that, I got a WhatsApp message and then
it was I got again. We are getting a lot of inquiries about MongoDB to start one more time batch of MongoDB. Okay, I'll be doing it. So thank you, Surendra.
Yeah, thank you. Like
Nice speaking to you.
I can like I will be more happy like if I can get the dumps as well because like right
Send a
now
mail to support at Logic Labs, like requesting for MongoDB dumps. Mention the certification number if you have the certification number. Okay, whichever you are appearing for, mention the certification number. We have one MongoDB dumps. I'll share it. Our team will share it.
Yeah, I'm hearing like it's a bit difficult. People are saying.
Correct. So don't take a risk. Be careful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because our learning, do you remember the MongoDB learning was not from the certification point of view. It's only from the technology understanding point.
True.
So the learning of technology from the certification point of view is different. Learning from the work point of view is different.
Yeah.
Thank you, Surendra.
Thank you.
Sorry, participants, I was a little out of track with respect to DevOps. Okay, so let's have interaction with Rajshekhar Narayana. Good evening, Rajshekhar.
Good evening, Sunil. My name is I'm from Bangalore, and
All are from Bangalore till now.
yeah,
Okay.
and I have total experience of 15 years as a informatic administrator, call center administrator.
Informatica. Okay. Okay. Mhm.
And, I thought like I changed my
Good. Yeah.
technology towards the DevOps because I know little
Okay.
bit coding, and I thought to engage with the development
Correct.
of.
ETL tool was booming in the year 2004 and that time, right? 2004, 2008. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
very good.
The main agenda, main thing is I want to change is ETL tool is very costly tool. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
and most of the I think most of the markets are looking for the only freewares. Okay,
Open
so
source.
that's why more I'm like I want to go change over to
Mhm.
the cloud application.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
instead of going for specific to ETL tool in the cloud, I thought
Mhm.
use the DevOps. Means
DevOps too. Yeah.
so that like configure once and reusability will come, right?
Correct. Correct. Yep. Yes.
And
That's
that too is related to the system, not with the data engineering part.
yes. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. So yes, it's good to have an exposure towards how exactly DevOps is all about how exactly Rajshekar, how exactly we can speed up the software development process, isn't it? Completely altogether with compared to your ETL process. Okay. It's completely different one. Okay. I hope you'll enjoy this training. Okay. Rajshekar, any specific question?
Yeah, so just trying to check with I'm not aware of I know a little bit on Azure part.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have knowledge on AWS. Anyway, as you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned, I will go ahead and learn the things. And the reason for joining for your DevOps is earlier I attended with the Python initially. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
that's the
Okay.
demo classes.
Uh-huh.
That time I liked you are given the very means
Simple way.
in the fundamentally you are giving knowledge and making this stronger to the uh,
Foundation.
students. Okay,
Correct.
that's
Correct.
I liked you. That's why
Thank you.
even it is a AWS, I have to learn DevOps from your
Uh-huh.
session.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Thank you, Rajshekar. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Once you're done with the interaction, please drop your hand. Jamaldin, good evening.
Hi, Sunil. Good evening, Sunil.
Welcome.
How are you, Sunil?
I'm doing well. Did we discuss before or is the first time you're interacting?
Yeah, I'm speaking to you. I'm your old student, Sunil.
Okay.
Earlier 2022 batch.
Oh my God. COVID time.
COVID time.
Huh?
Yeah. Do you remember? And last year also, I'm calling to you separately in mobile phone. At the time you had training to what is that?
AWS.
No, yeah. One more course you will learn. That same I'm not disturb to you.
Which
So
course? Java
Python,
frame.
Python,
Python.
Python,
Okay. Okay.
Python
Okay.
batch.
Uh-huh,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah,
Okay.
Sunil. Finally, I got the chance to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamal.
Thank you, Sunil.
How was the training on COVID time?
Yeah, COVID time is nice, Sunil. Actually, I am lot of knowledge in that
Yeah.
time in
Yes.
AWS. So I'm completed the solution architect course, but I'm not.
Congratulations. Are you
Yeah,
certified
course.
now?
No. I
Okay.
practicing, Sunil.
Okay.
Sometime I have some lacking
No
that
problem. No
have
problem.
to some
Some
issue.
knowledge
That's
is
why I'm not
important.
completed.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm practicing, Sunil,
Yeah.
and that's why I improve my skill. That's why I'm joining your class today,
Mhm.
DevOps.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
in
Sunil.
COVID, you have attended only AWS. You have not attended DevOps, I think so, right?
Yeah, correct. Solution architect only.
It's good. It's good now you're learning DevOps. Both combination does good. What is your current technology?
I'm in system engineer, Sunil. Right now, I'm
Mm-hmm.
working in system engineer. 5 years of experience
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, Sunil.
Okay. Good. Good, Jamal. Okay. It's
Thank you,
all like
Sunil.
something like a reunion from all the participants.
Yeah, Sunil. Uh, Thank you.
Thank
Finally, I
you.
got
Thank you.
chance. Thank you.
I promise the way you have enjoyed the COVID time AWS learning, equally you'll enjoy
Correct.
this DevOps
I
course.
enjoyed most.
I hope I will reach your expectations.
Correct, Sunil. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Jamal.
much. Yeah.
Thank you. Keep learning. Thank you very much. Okay. Aragam. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, Aragam, I am not. The system is not allowing you. Please check your settings from your side. Good evening, Swarupa. I can see your hand raised. You are now allowed to unmute and talk, Swarupa. Yes, you can proceed now. You have unmuted again. You are muted back, Swarupa. Please unmute again.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello, Sunil.
Yes, Swarupa. How are you?
Actually, I'm new to the software field. I want to learn this DevOps course. How it will help to me.
First, don't get afraid about software course. Okay. Software is course. Software jobs are easy. Okay. Software technologies are easy. Only thing what you have to do is to understand. Okay. Swarupa, you have no experience in the IT industry, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Have you learned any other courses before?
Not at all. Just only PHP I will be learning at my college time.
Okay. 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 Yes. Good, Swarupa. So you have started this DevOps course now. After, along with DevOps, you have to learn AWS also, as I just told you with other participants. Okay. Stay focused. Please practice everything, which will be very clear for you, Swarupa. Every session is recorded. Take the advantage of online training so that you can rewind the course, repeat the course, re-listen if you have any doubts. Okay, Swarupa. Practice, hard work. You have to do a lot of hard work when compared to other participants, because other participants are already having some exposure or background. But coming to you, you are completely new to IT. But anything is possible. Many participants have successfully made their career from lecturer jobs, also from marketing jobs or IT recruiting jobs. They have made their career in software by learning this combination of AWS and DevOps. Okay, focus. Okay, perfectly learn each and every example. Okay, and
And
all the best.
also, I want to know how the job openings are there in DevOps.
DevOps is having good market. First point. Okay, one of the most used, one of the highly used, highly recruited technologies is one of the most in-demand technologies is DevOps. Okay, don't worry about the technology. It is latest. It is good in demand. Okay, only thing you need to acquire your skills and appear for the interview and crack it. Okay, Swarupa.
Okay, and also, if I put the experience on this course, then how much it will be?
You have to put 3 years of experience.
Okay, it will be helpful.
You have to put 3 years of experience. There is no other option, because you cannot be qualified as a fresher. You are not a fresher.
Yeah.
Who are freshers, who are completed in the year 2023, who are qualified in the year 2023 are called as freshers, right? You are not a fresher. You have no other experience. You have to put the experience in your resume and you have to satisfy the subject knowledge. Then you obviously get the offer. Okay, Swarupa? Thank you. All the best. One more final call. And then we'll be getting into the subject knowledge. Usha.
Hello.
Yes, Usha. Good evening.
Good evening, Sunil sir. Myself Usha. I'm basically from Bangalore, but currently I'm staying in Delhi. So my background is like it's all about my teaching. So I completed my master's, so I was in teaching as an assistant professor.
Okay,
So
you completed
now I'm
masters in which technology?
CSC, Computer Science and Engineering, sir.
From which university?
From VTU, Karnataka.
Okay. When
So,
did you complete your masters? Which year?
2015, sir.
Okay.
So now I'm planning to switch into IT.
From the
So,
lecturer teaching profession, you want to get into IT industry.
yeah.
Good.
So I'm quite confused about like, do I need to take
Your case is nothing special, Usha. It's many, like many other participants who are aspiring for software jobs. Am I right? You know it is,
Okay.
isn't it, Usha? How do you know about this institute?
Sir, one of my cousin brother, he took your AWS Devops course. I think batch 72, sir.
Long back. Okay.
Yeah, long back. So
2 years, 2.5 years back.
yes, sir.
Okay.
So currently he's working in IT as a DevOps engineer.
He also successfully changed the technology.
Yes, sir.
From non-IT to IT.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So so in the same path you are following now. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it?
Yes, yes.
What did he say? Anything more
Uh,
he said about his
sir,
journey?
so what about teaching like I'm thinking about
No, my
like
question
they
is
will consider.
your friend has successfully changed the technology from non-IT to IT. Agree?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
From the same course, from the same institute, from the same
Yes, sir.
faculty, from my okay.
Yes, sir.
What inputs he has given it to you?
Like
What
if,
suggestions he has given it to you? He has given.
he told like 100% you can switch into teaching into IT by Sunil sir classes and all, sir.
Anything more?
So like I don't know, sir, how to put experience and all. So I'm quite confused about this. So
Okay.
from
Not
teaching to-
first point, Usha, not just listening the course, you will not get the change in the technology. You have to do hard work also. Sure.
Okay.
Minimum
Okay.
3 hours you have to spend on practicing whatever we are learning day to day.
Okay.
Okay. And this is
Okay.
DevOps course. You have to learn one more course. I hope you have understood by this time. Solutions
Yes.
Architect course, AWS
Yes, sir.
Solutions Architect course.
Yes, sir. Yes,
These
sir.
two, I think your friend also have completed both the courses. One is AWS course, the other one is AWS DevOps
Yes,
course.
sir.
Agree?
Yes, sir.
Same
Yes,
way, you
sir.
have to learn, complete both the courses and practice, be perfect in whatever we are learning. And
Okay.
learn more than our syllabus. Don't be restricted to our syllabus. You have to explore more than what we are teaching. In this
Okay.
availability of information, everything you will get it in online. Am I right, Usha?
Okay.
Everything
Yes,
you'll
sir.
get it in online. In YouTube also, you'll get a lot of information
Yes, sir.
about the DevOps
Yes.
course. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Be perfect in whatever learning. Dedication, discipline is important to get the result. Okay. And your friend is the
Okay.
example.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Participants, many are again still waiting for the interaction, but our agenda is to have some understanding about this course. We'll continue our interaction. We'll spend some time close to 20 minutes or 25 minutes tomorrow also. Okay, for interaction about your questions and doubts. Let's proceed with our concept of DevOps. Okay. To understand about this DevOps, to understand about this term called DevOps, I will give you some understanding about. We have to have. I want to spend some time discussing about SDLC. Before getting into DevOps, I want to have some understanding, or I want to have some discussion about SDLC. It stands for Software Development Lifecycle. SDLC stands for Software Development Lifecycle. What do you mean by Software Development Lifecycle? Look at this. Very simple. And a simple concept. Let's understand. Okay. Let's say we have a client. Assume ICICI Bank. It's a banking organization. Okay. Now, this particular ICICI Bank needs internet banking application to their customers. This particular bank needs an internet banking application. We all know how internet banking works. Okay. You can log into internet banking. You can perform transactions like you can create fixed deposits. You can perform online transfer. You can apply for credit card. Isn't it? You can apply for loans. Okay, so it's an internet banking app. You can download the statements. You can look at the mini statements. There are a lot of options in internet banking. So the bank needs an internet banking application. Okay, so if any client is nothing but a customer. If any client needs a application, it could be internet banking application, or it could be application something like Book My Show, food delivery application, or any application. It could be social networking application like Facebook, any application requirement. I'm taking an example of ICICI Bank. So client reaches software companies. Agree? Example, I'm taking an example of Infosys. Now, ICICI Bank will communicate to Infosys saying that, my dear team, we are a bank and we need an internet banking application to our customers. The software companies, what they do, they take the requirements. Okay, they'll understand what is the nature of the business, what all operations the internet banking should do. Okay, what all facilities you have to provide. So what are the security measures? So all these requirements they take. Obviously, if a company wants to build a particular product or a project to a particular client, first they take the requirements. After taking the requirements, they understand the requirements, and finally they develop the project and deliver it to the customer. This is what happens in the industry. Agree? We'll have a client. Client will give the requirements to a software company. Software companies will take the requirements, understand the requirements. As per the requirement, they deliver the project or a product to the client. This is what happens. Agree on a high level. Now, when software companies like Infosys takes the requirement from the clients, there is a professional approach of building the software product. Companies should follow a streamlined process. There is a professional approach in building a particular product. They cannot build a product ad hocly. There should be a perfect step-by-step approach. The step-by-step approach followed by the software companies, step-by-step approach, a professional step-by-step approach followed by the software companies, right from taking the requirements until the delivering of the product. This professional step-by-step process is nothing but SDLC. This professional approach is called as SDLC, Software Development Lifecycle. There is a series of steps. If you want to construct a big building, you want to construct a 10 floors building, there is a professional approach. First, you have to design it. And there is a series of steps you need to follow and then deliver the particular building to the customer. In the same way, to make it very simple, the software companies should follow a professional step-by-step approach, right from requirements gathering till the delivery of the product to the customer. This professional approach of building the software development is called as SDLC. SDLC stands for Software Development Lifecycle. It's called as Software Development Lifecycle. So there are different approaches. There are different models in which you can companies can develop the product and deliver it to the customer. There are different models. There are different methods, to be more simple. Out of SDLC models, I'm restricting myself with respect to waterfall model and agile model. There are different models using which you can gather the requirements from the customer and deliver the product to the customer. There are different models available. We have waterfall model. We have V model. There's something called V model. There's something called spiral model and agile model. These are different models. These models are nothing but different methods in building the product and delivering the product to the customer. There are different models. I don't want to discuss about all the models, but the most popular models are waterfall model and agile model. The most popular models are waterfall model, agile model. I want to restrict with respect to these two models only, waterfall model and agile model. To start with waterfall model. The waterfall model is first of its kind. The first software development lifecycle model is waterfall model. There are many companies who have used this waterfall model in building the products and delivering the products to a customer. Many such companies have used waterfall model. In using this waterfall model, they have built the products and delivered it to the customers. Okay. So first I'll explain about waterfall model. What is the approach? What this model says? What are the steps we need to follow about the waterfall model? First, let's understand about waterfall model. And then we'll also understand about the second model called agile model. Let's understand waterfall model. And waterfall model is outdated now. No company is using waterfall model because it is having some disadvantages. So first we'll understand waterfall model. We'll understand the disadvantages of waterfall model. And then we'll understand agile model, how agile model is different from waterfall. The most successful model as of now in the industry is agile model. The highest successful model, most of the products are developed using agile. Agile is highly successful. But before getting into agile model, let's spend some time understanding waterfall model. And then we'll learn about agile model. To start with, let's discuss about waterfall model. Look at the waterfall. Why the model is named as waterfall? Because waterfall in general, water falls from top to down. How the water falls? Water falls from top to down. So this is called as waterfall model. So how this waterfall model works, how exactly the products are delivered, products are built, and products are delivered using waterfall model. Let's discuss on a high level about the waterfall model. This is how a waterfall model looks like. Participants, this is how a waterfall model looks like. Requirements, analysis, design, coding, testing, acceptance. Requirements, analysis. Okay, so this is how the waterfall model looks like. Let's try to understand the waterfall model. How exactly waterfall model works with respect to this particular example between ICICI Bank and software company like Infosys. How the product is built using waterfall model, let's try to understand. The first step in the waterfall model is requirements stage. Not only in the waterfall model, every model of the software development lifecycle starts with requirements. It could be waterfall model, it could be agile model, it could be spiral model, it could be V model. As I told you, there are several models in software development lifecycle. Any model obviously starts with the requirements stage. In the first stage called requirements, there will be a frequent meetings between the client and the software company. This is the client. There will be frequent meetings between the client and software company because it is the responsibility of the client to understand the requirements. It is a responsibility of the responsibility of the software development company to understand the requirements. There will be regular meetings between the client and the software company to clearly understand the requirements. Let's say the requirements gathering is completed. So company has understood what kind of product the client is expecting. The requirements is done. Once the requirements gathering is completed, the second stage is analysis stage. The second stage is analysis stage. In the analysis stage, what happens, my dear friends? What happens in the analysis stage? The technology components are decided. The first one is requirements. Once the requirements is gathering is completed, the next step is analysis stage. So what happens in the analysis stage? Participants, what happens in the analysis? In the analysis, the technology components are decided. What do you mean by technology components? Should we develop this product using Java? Which language we have to use for developing this particular project? Should we develop using .NET? Should we develop using Python? The technology components are decided. What should be the backend? Should we use Oracle database? Should we use a SQL Server database? Should we use MongoDB database? What database should be used? What should be the middleware? Should we deploy the application in WebLogic? Should we deploy the application in JBoss? Should we deploy the application in Tomcat? What should be the application server should be used? What database technology should be used? Database product should be used. Front end should be developed using which technology? Which framework needs to be used? The technology components are decided. The three-tier architecture, backend, front end, and middleware. This happens in the analysis stage. Once analysis is completed, okay, they have taken a decision. Okay, let's develop using Java as front end. Let's use Oracle as a backend. Let's use a middleware component as WebLogic or whatever it is. Once the technology components are decided, the next stage, participants, the next stage is design stage. The next stage is design stage. What happens in the design stage? What happens in the design stage? The entire project is divided into modules. The entire project is divided into modules. For example, banking application. Savings account, one module. Current account, one module. NRI banking, one module. Wealth banking, one module. Loans, one module. Credit card, one module. Customer care, one module. The complete application is divided into modules. In every module, the user interface, how exactly the form should like, how exactly the form should look like, the user interface, the user experience, the workflow, what happens when an application is submitted, when a particular form is submitted, what should happen, what are the dependencies, how exactly that database should be designed, how exactly the user interface should be designed, how exactly the user interface is designed of each and every module. Okay, so that's design part. Database designing, front-end designing, user interface designing, user experience designing, the workflow design. Clear, participants? This happens in the design stage. Okay, design is also completed. The database architect has given the database design. User interface specialist has given a user experience design. Application development, application engineer has given the application flow. So the design part is done. So there'll be data flow diagrams and the workflow diagrams will happen in the design stage. Once the design is completed, then comes the part of coding. After then, here comes the role of a programmer. The programmer will take the documents from the design team. A Java programmer should design the Java page, right? It could be JSP page or sublet or whatever it is. The design team will queue the documents to the developer. Hello, my dear developer, this is how you have to complete the form. And when a form has been clicked, this is how what should happen. This will be the next step. The complete design documents will be given to the development team. So here comes the role of a programmer. So the next stage is coding part. What happens in the coding part? The programmers will jump into action. The programmers will take the design documents. As per the design document, they start developing the code. This is a time-consuming process. Coding is a very time-consuming process because they have to perfectly develop the code, crack the logic, and satisfy the requirements. Here comes the role of a programmer. It could be team leader, group of programmers reporting to one person. That's it. It's a hierarchy. Finally, coding happens as per software development lifecycle. Once the coding has been completed, you can experience how developers will experience how the application is working. Then we don't give the application directly to the customer. Obviously, the next stage is testing. Obviously. Once the development is done, we don't give the project to the customer, isn't it? We should make sure that it is of high quality, so testing should happen. So the next stage is testing part. Testing team will jump into action. Testing team will check whether the product or a project is perfectly working as per the requirements or not. There are different tools available in the testing. So they'll be using tools or manual testing, whatever it is, testing happens. Assuming positive, assuming testing is successfully completed and testing team has been satisfied saying that development is perfectly completed, assuming there is no errors, perfectly project is working as per the expectations. Assuming testing is completed, if everything positive, then we deliver the product to the customer will access the product and they start using that particular product. This step-by-step process of building a project and delivering the project is called as software development lifecycle, waterfall. I'm talking all this belongs to which model, participants? This is called as a waterfall model. Am I clear in explaining waterfall model on a high level? Am I clear? If yes, please type yes in the chat box. On a high level, am I clear in explaining what happens in the requirements, what happens in the analysis, design, coding, testing, deliver? This method of delivering the product to the customer is called as waterfall model. This model is called as waterfall model on a high level. On a high level, we have discussed about waterfall model in just 10 to 12 minutes. You have got an understanding what a waterfall model works. In just 10 minutes, you have got an understanding. There can be in detailed understanding, but you don't need to worry about this. You have understanding how exactly waterfall works. Thank you for your responses. Now, as I have mentioned, the waterfall model is an outdated approach, my dear friends. Waterfall model, which I've just explained now, this model is waterfall model. As you can see in the slide, this is about the waterfall model, is an outdated approach. No company is using waterfall model because waterfall model is suffering with some disadvantages. Let's quickly understand the problems with the waterfall model, why waterfall model is not used now. Let's understand the problem with the waterfall. Okay, in the waterfall model, the most important point is every stage is dependent on its previous stage. Every stage is dependent on its previous stage. Example, when do we deliver the product to the customer? Tell me, when do we deliver the product to the customer? Only after testing is completed. Obviously, without testing, you cannot deliver. Now, when testing will complete? Only the coding part is completed. Assuming coding part has taken 6 months of time. Coding is taking 6 months of time. So the testing team, assuming there are 10 testers in our organization, assuming that 10 testing team is group of 10 people, 10 resources, the testing team will be waiting for 6 months to complete the coding so that they can start testing. One team is dependent on its previous team. When coding will start? Only after completing the design part. When the coding will start? Coding will start only after completing the design. Assuming there are 20 programs. 20 developers. The 20 developers will be waiting for the design team to get the job done. If the design stage takes 2 months, the design stage to complete is 2 months for the design documents to be completed. So 2 months, 20 programmers will be waiting for 2 months to complete the design part because coding will start only after completing design. Design is dependent on analysis because the design of the MongoDB database is different. The design of Oracle database is different. Analysis will happen. Analysis team will wait for the requirements team to get completed. That's a dependency. When there is a dependency between one stage to other stage, it is very, very difficult to meet the deadlines. One team will wait for the other team to complete their job. There's a lot of idle time. Resources are not used to an optimum extent. Resources are not getting utilized to an optimum extent. Testing team should wait for requirements, analysis, design, coding. Then only testing team will start their work. One team will be dependent on its previous team to complete their task. If the previous team is getting delayed, the remaining teams will be waiting. That's the problem with the waterfall model. That's one of the most important problems. With this kind of waterfall model, it's very, very difficult to meet deadlines. There will be a commitment given by a software company saying that we'll deliver the product in so and so time. It's very, very difficult to meet the commitments, meet the deadlines. The resources are not utilized to optimum extent. Next main problem is in the waterfall model does not encourage the clients to give new requirements. Waterfall model does not encourage the clients to give assuming requirements as given on 1st July 2023, assuming 6 months back. This is 24th January, 6 months back requirements has been given by the ICICI Bank. Once the requirements has been taken, they freeze the requirements. If a bank wants to add few more changes, then the waterfall model does not allow. Sorry, my dear customer, you are not allowed to give changes. Already requirements are freezed on 1st July. So we'll be giving the product only as per the requirements freezed on 1st July 2023. That's how it happens. Clients are not encouraged to give new requirements. The requirements are freezed. Based on the freeze requirements, the remaining steps will happen. This will not work as per the current industry. The current industry, the business is dynamic. In the current industry, the business is dynamic. There'll be frequent changes in the application. Have you observed? There'll be frequent changes in the Facebook application. Facebook application, which was 2 months before, obviously there's small changes in the Facebook application now. Just keep on evolving, keep on changing. Applications now are in such a way, they keep on changing the requirements. The application should be robust enough. Your model, your software development model should be robust enough to accept the new requirements and deliver the new requirements to customer. You cannot say no to the customer. Customer is the king, am I right? In any industry. The waterfall model does not encourage the clients to give new requirements. This is one of the most important problem with the waterfall model. The two important problems with the waterfall model. The disadvantages of the model, it's very difficult to estimate the time and cost. Estimation time, because of dependency, you're not utilizing the resources to optimal extent. It is very difficult. Once an application is in testing, it's very difficult to go back. There's no chance of going back. In the like how water falls from top to bottom. There's no concept of water going back, right? In a waterfall. In the same way, that's why they named it as waterfall. There's no concept of going back. There's no concept of going back and changing the design. There's no concept of going back and changing the requirements. There's no concept of going back and changing the analysis part. We need to move forward based on the freeze requirements. There's no chance of, if something is not well, there's no concept of going back. We need to move forward. That's the main problem with the waterfall model. Next. It is not good for complex projects and object-oriented projects. It is very difficult to meet estimates. These are the problems with the waterfall. Not suitable. This waterfall model is not suitable for projects where the requirements are at moderate at high risk of changing. When clients, when the product is in such a way that there's a frequent changes, then obviously waterfall model does not support those kind of projects or products. Because of these disadvantages, my dear participants, waterfall model is not used in the industry. Maybe used 20 years back. This model is highly successful 20 years back, not now. Now it is not used now because it is having problem with this kind of disadvantages. Am I clear? Participants, please respond in the chat box. Am I clear in explaining you what is waterfall model and what is the problems on a high level the software companies will face when they use waterfall model? And that's the reason, my dear friends, now waterfall model is not used in the current industry. It's now dated. Search in Google. Waterfall model is not preferred now. Okay. The most successful model as of now in the industry is agile model. Now I'm talking about the next model. Model is an approach. We're talking about the next model of software development lifecycle called as an agile model. The best model as of now in the software development lifecycle is agile model. What is agile model? How is it different from other models? Let's try to understand on a high level. Let's look at the agile model, how it works. Agile, look at the terminologies. Agile model is also called as incremental model. Try to pick up the, don't worry about the sentences. Look at the terminologies. Incremental model. Software is developed in rapid cycles. This results in small increments. With each release, building on its previous functionality, each release is thoroughly tested and ensure the software quality is maintained. I'll explain about the agile model. Agile development method emphasizes on iterative. Look at the terminology. It is iterative, incremental, evolutionary way of development of products or projects. Sunil, what is this iterative? What is incremental? What is rapid cycles? What is incremental? Let's try to understand this agile model with an example. If I explain this example, you will clearly understand the difference of working and why agile is preferred by the software companies. Clear? Let's move on. Look at this. This is the requirement of an ICICI bank. Am I right? This is what they're expecting. They need an internet banking application, right? This kind of application they're expecting. Now, these are all modules. Have you observed? Personal banking, privilege banking, wealth banking, private banking, NRI banking, business banking, small and medium scale enterprises, corporate bankings. These are all modules of a particular product. Now, what happens in the waterfall model? What's the problem with the waterfall model? The first stage in the waterfall model, participants, I know you are raising their hands. Okay. We will definitely have an interaction once this is completed. What happens in the waterfall? I'm talking about the waterfall model. What happens in the waterfall model? What is the first stage? Okay. What happens in the waterfall model? The first stage is requirements. Understand the way of working by the requirements team. Requirements team will work like this. Requirements team will take the requirements from personal banking. Requirements team will take the requirements from the privilege banking. They take the requirements from the wealth banking. They take the requirements of private banking. They take the requirements of NRI banking. NRI module, they take the requirements of business module. They take the requirements of small and medium scale enterprises. They take the requirements of corporate module. They take the requirements of each and every module. And then they declare saying that the requirements is completed. Then they declare it as a milestone. Yes, the requirements part is completed. This is what happens in the waterfall. Next, analysis. Okay, technology components are not specific to module, it's specific to the entire application. Analysis part will happen. Next, design. What the design team will do? Design team will design the personal banking. They design the privilege banking module. They design the wealth banking module. They design the private banking module. They design the NRI module. They design the business module. They design all these modules. They take time to design each and every module. Assuming design is completed, then they declare a milestone saying that, yes, design part has been completed. This is second milestone. After design is completed, now comes to coding. Coding team will jump into action. As you know, the project is divided into modules. There will be one team. They'll be writing the code for personal banking. There will be one team working on privilege banking. They write the code for privilege banking. Software development teams will work for wealth banking. They develop the code for private banking. They develop the code for NRI banking. They develop the code for business banking, and they develop the code for small and medium scale enterprises. And then they declare that coding has been completed. And they hand over all the modules to the testing team. So my dear testing team, we are done with coding. Please test all the modules. The testing team will jump into action. They test module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, module 5, module 6, module 7, module 7. They test all the 7 modules or n number of modules. And then they declare that the same testing stage has been completed. If everything is perfect and positive, we will deliver the entire application to the client at once. This is the way of working with respect to waterfall model. Stage by stage, every stage is a milestone. Requirements completed, design completed, analysis completed, so design completed, coding completed, testing completed, and we deliver the entire project to our customer. This is what happens. This is what happens in the waterfall. This is what happens in the waterfall. Whereas in agile model, the way of working is different. Participants, interesting. The way of working in the agile model is different. Try to understand the catch. In agile model, what happens? The stages are the same. Look at this. Requirements team, the first stage is requirements, right? I'm talking about the agile model. Requirements team will take the requirements of personal banking module, personal module. Assuming module 1 is completed. Module 1 is completed. So requirements team will move to the next module. Requirements team will move to the next module. The moment requirements team moves to the next module, the design team will jump into action and they start designing module 1. So here what happens? So design team is in job. Requirements team is also busy. Both the teams are busy. One team is not waiting for other team. You are utilizing the resources to an optimum extent. The requirements team busy taking the requirements of privilege banking. Design team busy starting the design of personal banking because already requirements completed. Look at the next phase. Assuming requirements of module 2 is completed, requirements team will take the requirements of wealth banking. Meanwhile, assuming design of module 1 is completed, design team will start designing the second module. Coding team is jumping into action. They start coding for the first module. So total, how many teams are in action? Total 3 teams are in action. Look at the next stage. Assuming wealth banking requirements is completed, requirements team will move on to next module, to private banking. Design team will start designing the wealth banking. Assuming coding has been completed first module, so coding team will move on to second module. And testing team will jump into action. They will be starting testing the first module. How many teams are in action? The complete workforce is in action. One team is not waiting for the other team. Every team is busy with that particular module. Look at the way it is developed. Are you understanding? Look at the next stage. Requirements team taking the requirements of NRI module. Design team designing the private module. Coding team coding the wealth banking. Testing team will testing the second module because first module testing has been completed. If the first module testing has been completed, we deliver the first module to the customer. Agile focuses on iterative, incremental releases. There's no hard and fast rule that you have to deliver all the modules to the customer at once. No. In this case, customer is happy. At least he can experience how exactly first one module is working. They can also perform end user testing from themselves. At least customers, instead of waiting for a long time, at least they are able to experience one module. There's no hard and fast that you deliver the entire modules at once. Modularity, iterative, incremental. With next release, we'll release one more module. Incremental method. Clients is happy because they already got one module. They can experience how exactly the first module working. They can also test and they can give the inputs. And agile model encourages the clients to give new inputs. Encourages the clients to give new requirements because we already delivered one module. They will perform end user testing. They give the inputs. They repeat the cycle again as per the new. They repeat the version again. So what's happening? The complete workforce is in action. When the entire workforce is in action, you can happily, easily meet the deadlines. You can easily meet the deadlines. What the agile model encourages the clients to give new requirements. Agile model helps the clients to meet the deadlines. Agile model is very productive because the entire workforce is in action. What else the software company wants? What more you can expect from this company, from this model? Am I clear, my dear friends? The way the agile model, please respond in the chat box if I'm very clear. The way agile model is different is the way agile model's work is completely different. Am I right? The entire workforce is action. When the entire workforce is action, there's no dependency. You are breaking the dependency. Every team is busy with that particular module. Happily, you can deliver the module by module to the customer. That's the way agile model is different. So look at this, my dear friends. Look at this. Let's stop the chat. If the waterfall model is taking, assuming on a high level, I'm talking about if the waterfall model takes 2 years of time to deliver a particular project, the same project with better quality, you can deliver in agile model in just 1 year. If waterfall model takes 2 years, the same project you can deliver it in 1 year. Clients are happy because they're expecting their product in much more faster time. Software companies are happy because they are meeting the deadlines, even they don't need to. They can also have limited budgets. Because the less the time, the more the time the budget increases, you have to give more salaries to the resources. The lesser the time, you are effectively utilizing the manpower. So when clients are happy, when software development companies are happy, what else you can expect? What more you can expect? So agile model is highly successful model because of the way in which the products are developed. Agile, incremental, evolutionary. Clear about this? I hope on a high level you have experienced the difference between waterfall model and agile model. I hope you are now in a position to understand the problem with the waterfall model and how exactly agile is overcoming the problems with the waterfall model. So agile is the preferred software development model right now. Now, your question is, Sunil, our course is DevOps. Sunil, our course is DevOps. We are here to learn DevOps. How is it related to software development lifecycle? Yes, it is related. The DevOps is related to software development. That's the reason I'm spending some time about software development lifecycle. Now, if waterfall model taking 2 years of time, the same product in agile model, you can deliver it just 1 year. The problem is now the clients are in such a way, they are giving the requirements. They are not ready to wait for not even 1 year. Clients are in such a situation now, they are not ready to wait for 1 year. When you say that we are doing it, we will do it in 1 year. 1 year is a very long time. That's what your client says now in the industry. The clients will give the requirements. They're expecting their product to be delivered in just 3 months or 4 months. That's in such a speed rate, clients are expecting their products to be delivered. Agile model is fast when compared to waterfall model. No doubt on that. Agile model is fast. Agile model is definitely fast when compared to waterfall. But now clients are expecting much more faster way of product development. So top 50 IT companies worldwide have done a research work to understand how can we speed up the software development lifecycle. Model will remain the same, agile model. But is there any chance in the agile model, can we speed up the software development lifecycle? So I have done a research work for approximately 2 years. How many companies? 50 companies have done a research work for 2 years to understand the reason for the delay. Even though it is agile model or any other model, it can be maybe some more model comes up in the future. It could be better than agile model. But they are identifying the reasons for the delay in the software development lifecycle, irrespective of the model. After doing a research work to understand the delay in the software development lifecycle, even though it is agile model, they have come up with a statement. They came with a report and they have identified the reason for the delay. If we can fix that particular reason for the delay, you can definitely, if agile model is taking 1 year, if you can fix the delay issues, we can just deliver it in 4 to 5 months. Okay, so in continuation, what is the reason for the delay? The software companies have identified the reason for the delay. The delay is because, in spite of any model, what the software companies are using, the reason for the delay is because of the statement, the gap between development team and operations team. The problem of delay is gap between development team and operations team. Now, participants, if you want to understand this statement, what do you mean by gap between development team and operations team? If you want to understand this statement, then you have to understand 2 important terminologies. You have to understand development team and you have to understand operations team. If you clearly understand what is development team, if you clearly understand what is operations team, then this statement will be comfortable for you. Let's try to understand these 2 terms, development team and operations team. Let's start with development team. What do you mean by development team? Participants, What do you mean by development team? It's very simple, right? Development team is nothing but group of developers. You may have a question, Sunil, how silly this question is. Development team technically is nothing but a group of developers. Group of 10 developers, 10 Java developers sitting at a particular cubicles and developing a particular product is a development team. Yes, you are right, 100% right. Development team is nothing but group of developers. Yes, 100% right. There's no meaning in discussing what is development team, and all of us can visualize what is development. Let's try to spend some time about understanding the term called operations team. This is important. What is operations team? Especially from participants who are having no experience in IT. You have to understand what is operations team. What is operations team? Okay. To explain this term called operations team, look at my example. My plan is to explain this term operations team. What is it mean by operations team? Let's try to understand with an example. Assuming a small company, a small software company of 100 employees. Assuming a small company of 100 employees, isn't it? There are a lot of small companies who are having 100 employees. There are companies who are having 50 employees. There are software companies having 50 employees also. Assuming a small software organization or software development company having 100 employees. 100 employees. Okay. Now, in this company of 100 employees, do you think right from first employee to last employee, everybody is a developer? Do you think from the first employee to last employee, everybody is a developer? Everybody, do you think all the companies who are big companies like TCS, Infosys, they claim that we are having thousands of employees in our organization? We are planning to, companies will give a statement, right? We are planning to recruit 20,000 employees this year. Do you think 20,000 employees, every employee is a developer? When talking to employee is nothing but billable resources. Don't think about receptionist or housekeeping staff or something like that. Technically billable resources. If a company is having 100 resources working for a particular client, do you think every resource is a developer? That's wrong. Don't be under impression that every resource who are working in the IT industry is a developer. Don't think that everybody working in TCS is developer. Everybody working in Infosys are developers. And don't be under impression that only developers are important. That's wrong. Wrong assumption. Not everybody is a developer. Okay, for our understanding purpose, if a company is having 100 employees, okay, 100 billable resources for a particular client. Okay, let's understand 50 employees are developers. Okay, very good. Assuming 50 are developers. What about other 50 people who are not developers? These are not developers. They will not develop. They're not doing Java coding or Python coding. No. There are 50 resources who are not developers, but they are billable by the client. They're very critical. Don't think that they are not important. They are critical. This set of people who does not belong to development team, but still very important for the project, very important for the client, and the customers will take the billing from the customers. This set of other people who are not belonging to developers are called as operations team on a high level. These are called as operations team. Development team and non-development team. Non-development team comes under operations team as per DevOps concept. You may have questions, Sunil. Developers, I can understand. Okay, group of Java developers or Python developers. What these 50 developers will do? What will be these day-to-day activities? Developers will develop the code. Okay, understandable, easy to visualize. What about the other 50 people? Why they are critical? What will be their day-to-day activities? Let's try to understand. Those people are called as the operations team. So let's try to understand about this term called operations team. So operations team responsibilities. For the development team to work with the servers, there should be a group of skilled people who will be working for server installation, hardware maintenance, operating system installation. Who will be doing it? Do you think the Java developer or Python developer will be doing it? Who will be configuring the servers? Who will be configuring the firewalls? Who Who will be configuring the storages? You'll have SAN storage, you have network storages, NAS storages, we have compute instances. Who will be maintaining firewalls? Who will be defining the firewall rules? Who will be creating subnets? Who will be creating network components? Developers will not do it. There should be some person who will be doing it. Who will be making sure the servers are getting monitored? Suddenly server will go down, the server will behave slowly. Now, who should be responsible for monitoring the server 24/7? Who will be responsible for checking the metrics? There should be some resources who are important. Who will be responding for the outages? If the server is down, who will respond? Do you think development team will respond? Development team is happy. They'll go home because the server is down. But there should be some people who will be responding because the servers are down. Operations team. Who will be providing security to the infrastructure? Operations team. Who will be maintaining the change control? Who will be taking the backup and disastering? Who will be performing production support? After development is completed, after the development is completed, after delivering the product to the customer, there should be support team. Definitely will come issues. Customers will face issues once the product is delivered. Who will be responding to the issues? Who will be raising the tickets? Who will be receiving the tickets? Who will be supporting production support? There are a lot of manpower required for these kind of operations. Very, very important skill. Database administrators, middleware administrators. I have missed a few points. Database administrators, middleware administrators, everybody who does not belong to development team, but they're very critical and important. They comes under operations team. Now coming back to the statement, the delay is because of gap. There is a miscommunication always happening between development team and operations team. Always. Development team says that I need Oracle database 18C version. Okay, they want to use Oracle database instance. Development team send a mail to the operations team. We want Oracle database 18C version. Can you deliver it by tomorrow? How can they deliver it tomorrow? They are very busy. Operations team reply to the mail, my dear development team, we cannot deliver it because the database administrator is already occupied with some other work. We need to give at least 1 week notice period to provide you the instance. This kind of disadvantage, this kind of communication happens. Either the skilled resources are not available, or either the resource is not available. The database administrator is on leave. If database administrator is on leave, how can we provision the instance? Skilled resources are not available, or the infrastructure is not, all the servers are full. Don't give ad hoc requirement. This kind of communication always happens between development and team and operations team, which is causing what? Delay. The delay in the software development process, even though companies are using agile model, is the problem with the gap between development team and operations team. Clear, but that's the problem. So in the software companies, technically there are 2 teams, development team and operations team. Because of the problem with the development team and the operations team, there's a delay. So how to overcome this delay? This is the research work, the statement because of understanding the delay. And the delay can be overcome with the help of what team? Here comes our responsibility, DevOps team. If the database administrator is on leave, as a DevOps team, you have to provide the infrastructure. You have to provide Oracle instance. My dear DevOps resources, my dear DevOps aspirants. You may have questions, Sunil, how can we provide Oracle instance if the DBA is on leave? You can provide Oracle instance by using the concept of Dockers. Docker is a containerization, infrastructure provisioning tool. You don't need to learn Oracle. There are a few steps which you need to follow. You need to look at the Docker documentation, understand and run a couple of commands so the Oracle instance will be live. You don't need a skilled DBA to provide the instance available. In the absence of that, instead of waiting for the development team to keep on waiting, as a DevOps engineer, you are jumping into action and you're filling the gap between development and operations team. So DevOps team will jump into action. DevOps team acts like a collaboration between the development team and the operations team. You have to fill the gap. You will be like a catalyst communicating between the development team and DevOps team and moving the software development team, moving the changes into production. So DevOps and its importance. DevOps is a method, my difference. DevOps is a concept, it's a method. And that methodology can be implemented by using tools. As I said in the beginning, DevOps is a combination of tools. This methodology can be practically implemented by using DevOps tools. So DevOps is a methodology. What that methodology will do, that will promotes collaboration between development team and operations team. That's it. What this helps the clients, the deployment of code into production much more faster way. That means it helps in software development process much more faster way. In automation, you can implement automation. You can implement automation in software development lifecycle. You know, automation is very important, and DevOps helps in implementing automation and enables rapid development of products. Okay, so these are the advantages. So technically now clients are now having 3 teams. Software companies previously used to have 2 teams, development team and operations team. Now there'll be three teams, development team, okay, operations team, and the third team is DevOps team. Technically, there'll be traditionally in the software companies, you'll have 2 teams, development team and DevOps operations team. Now, software companies are maintaining 3 teams, development team, DevOps, the operations team, and DevOps team. The responsibility of a DevOps engineer is to improve collaboration between development team and operations team by using the DevOps tools. Sunil, how DevOps tools will help in collaboration? Then you have to wait for practicals. Because of the complexity of the projects are increasing day by day. The complexity of the projects, complexity of the tools, underlining stacks are increasing day by day. More complications will arise between the development team and the operations team. To overcome that, the DevOps team will come into action. DevOps team promotes collaboration between development team and operations team, which will help in implementing automation. So you can implement automation in software development lifecycle and speed up the software delivery. It acts like a catalyst. So this DevOps is a methodology, and that methodology can be implemented by a list of tools. These are the tools which you'll be learning as part of the course. These are the DevOps tools. All these are the DevOps tools. And these tools are managed using Linux commands. So that's the reason before getting into practicals of DevOps tools, I'll start with Linux. All of us should be comfortable with dealing with Linux, basics of Linux. We'll spend some 3 sessions of time understanding how exactly do we have to run with Linux. What are the frequently used Linux commands to manage all these tools? First, we start with Linux, and then once we are done with the Linux, then we get into the tools of DevOps. Git is called as source code management, which helps the developer. So we help the development team to manage the source code. That's first important advantage. So we learn Git source code management. We use build tool. We'll integrate Map into Git for building an application, for build process. And we use Jenkins for automation of deployment of code into production, or understanding how important these tools are. Docker containerization, Docker Swarm container orchestration, Kubernetes container orchestration. To this container and container orchestration tool helps in resolving conflicts between dev instance and pre-production. Production generally once the code goes into production, we get issues because the instance status between pre-production and production will be different. But that can be overcome. Even though you clone it, but because of hardware configuration changes, we will feel a lot of issues once the code gets into production. So to overcome this, all this Kubernetes and Docker is used. Ansible for configuration management when the volumes are high. Nowadays, very big clients have huge volumes on the AWS cloud platform. They depend on this. They cannot depend completely on operations team. So Ansible as a DevOps team, we will be using Ansible to help operations team to manage their infrastructure. Nagios for monitoring tool and Terraform for provisioning tool. So these are the tools which we'll be learning as part of our DevOps course. All these tools, we'll learn it on which platform? Participants, all these tools we'll be learning on which platform? We'll be learning on AWS. That's why this course is called as DevOps on AWS. The duration of this course is 1 hour daily. It will be 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. It will be early evening 6 a.m. like how we have started today, 6 to 7. That's the timings of a course. The duration is approximately 40 days, 40 to 45 days. Clear about this? Yes. Any questions? We'll have a quick interaction, or you can also mail us to support@logiclabstech.com. You can send the email to support@logiclabstech.com. I'm sure many participants are waiting for interaction. Let's have interaction with Srinu.
Yeah,
Good
hi, sir.
evening. Good evening, Srinu.
Good evening, very good evening. Yeah, just a small question. Earlier, so I think last 1.5 years ago, I took the course for the video course. So I just want to know how difference is it? Is it any additional?
How many months back you have purchased
It's
the course?
almost at the beginning, sir. The very beginning, your batch starts.
1 year back.
Maybe 1.5 year
Yeah,
ago.
there are changes that at that point of time Kubernetes was not used. Okay, Kubernetes is introduced now. There are changes in the configuration management tool called Ansible. There is changes in the Jenkins. So 20% to 25% changes are there, maybe at that point of time, and now in the course contents. Okay.
Good, sir. And one more query is this one. So how long, for example, if I again join this course, so how long your classes can be attended, sir? Because you are doing very well actually. So I don't want to miss, any other similar sessions.
45 days is the course duration.
No, sir. My question
Okay.
is
If
like 1
you-
year.
let's say
Within 1
because-
year, you can rejoin. Is it?
Within 1 year, you can rejoin for free of cost. You can repeat again. Okay.
Okay. That to any time limits, sir? Two times something like that, huh? 3 times.
Within 1 year, there is no restriction. You can attend 2 times or 3 times. Okay.
Okay.
1 year
Okay.
is the limitation.
Because they were saying that only 2 times something they allowed like that.
That's okay. I am very flexible. I'm not discussing about other faculties. From my faculty, as I promise, because of any reason, let's say you miss this particular session or you are discontinued, you can rejoin in the next batch. Okay.
Realizing, because I spoke to Harika and last time I joined some Azure for Ankit batch. So first time I couldn't
For
hear
my batch, policies are different. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sir. So I can reach out to you, right? By email or something.
Yes.
In case if they don't
Okay.
respond.
You can repeat after.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll join.
No problem. Thank you. I hope you are in the WhatsApp group. Okay. This is every session is recorded. You get the recordings, you get the notes. If I use it any notes, you get the PowerPoint slides. Okay. And you get the sample resumes. And first 3-4 sessions are demo sessions. I hope you know it. If you're happy with the demo, you have to go to upcoming batches, and this is our batch. Which one? Our CC AWS Devops. And here you have an option called Buy Now. The fees, I just want to tell you, the fees of this course is 6,499. That means 6,500 is the course fees. You can check out. Like this is something like Udemy portal. You will have access to the videos from this particular portal also. Ashu Jiromi, how are you doing? Good evening, Ashu. How is today's session? You are now allowed to unmute Ashu Diba.
Okay, Mr. Sunil, I can hear you. By the way, thank you so much for this section. I think it's.
You're from which location?
I'm in Dubai, but naturally from Cameroon, but I'm in Dubai. In Abu Dhabi.
I think our old participants from Cameroon has introduced you. Am I right?
My sister, I have a sister in US. Younger sister, she's the one who sent me your link.
Okay, convey my regards to you. Okay, I know Cameroon is having a lot of demand for IT resources. Am I right? Okay.
Yes.
I know that. Okay, so a lot of participants from Cameroon are from my
with
batches.
With what you have just done, okay, I was like, okay, let me just see.
Okay.
Where will I take this to? But when I realize with your presentation, it means actually if somebody is smart, somebody can be anything.
Okay.
Right now, I have only masters in business administration.
Okay.
And I'm doing warehousing. I'm doing more of logistics.
You want to get into IT industry?
Yes. Because
all the best. Keep learning.
It's high time we stop working hard and better work smart.
Yes. Work smart and get into IT. Thank you.
Yeah. So okay, I think I was supposed to enroll for some days.
Yes, you can enroll. You can enroll from the portal. It supports the international payments also. Okay.
Yes. No, it's okay. I think just for today, I'll give you a kudos.
Okay.
Everything
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ashu.
Okay.
Convey my regards to your sister.
Yes, sure. Yeah, of that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Are you in the WhatsApp group?
Yes.
You will get the updates. Okay.
Yes, I will get the video, this recording from there also, right? From the group.
Yes. First, a couple of recordings you'll get it, and then recordings will be shared only to the paid candidates. Okay.
No problem.
Thank you.
Problem. Okay. Thank you.
Dana Kumar. Good evening, Dana. We cannot hear you. Check your mic settings. Veera Uppala. Good evening. You are now allowed, Veera.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Veera, your question, please.
Yes, sir. I am from Hyderabad. So I have very gap, sir, but I am learned Java. On that Java, I got job, but I am not surviving. So is it good for me to learn DevOps? I
Please
attended
repeat your
AWS
question.
live session talk.
You have got job in Java. Please repeat your question.
Yeah, I got job on Java job, but I'm not surviving that.
You are not able to survive the Java job.
Yeah, I tried, sir.
Veera, if you are not interested in
terminated from that.
Okay, don't worry. Veera, if you are not interested in code, if you are not interested in coding, you can get into DevOps because there is less coding here, very less, very minimum coding when compared to Java. Because it's not a developer role, you have to handle the tools, you have to understand the cloud, you have to understand the scenarios, accordingly coordinate with the development team and the operations team. If you are fearing about programming, then you can get into DevOps. Okay, Veera?
Yeah, hi Sunil. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, Dana, I can hear you now. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you, Dana. Your location, your experience, please.
Yeah, sure. I'm working from Chicago, so I have around 12 years of experience in UI development.
UI
Completely
development.
React, Angular, JavaScript, like all the UI framework. Actually, I'm much familiar. So the major concern for my career path is like I need to deploy my UI application into cloud, like for AWS and all.
Okay.
So, and of course, I also need a cloud.
Which cloud it is? Is it AWS cloud?
Yes, it's AWS. Yes.
Okay.
In my company, like AWS is mandatory for most.
Okay. So, have you completed AWS learning?
I have started it, but I mean, I started myself in my company courses. Like they provide some in internal courses, right? But I have not completed. In fact, I started and in between I left it, and
Okay.
Again, I would like to get started. So my query that is it the right course which I chose to for my requirement?
Your requirement is to deploy the product which is developed into cloud platform AWS. Agree? In that case, you have to learn AWS related services, not DevOps. Okay. You have to focus on AWS cloud platform. I recommend you to learn AWS Solutions Architect course. Okay. That AWS Solutions Architect code will have a complete understanding of how exactly VPN works, how exactly the file storage happens, how exactly development happens. Okay. And how exactly which services are used for deploying the application into cloud platform. So I recommend you to learn AWS course, not the DevOps course. Okay. But if you're interested for gaining some advantage, you can learn DevOps, but primary skill set you have to aim for AWS Solutions Architect. Then. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you very much. Rajiv Mulimani. Yes, Rajiv.
Hi, Sunil Kopuvaru. I am a big fan.
We cannot hear you. Are you driving?
I was a part of your. I was actually traveling. I just saw that you are taking up AWS course, and I was very much in need of the course, sir.
I am not taking AWS course. I am taking DevOps course, Rajiv. Okay. Raju lost the connection.
Presently, the company which I work for is yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, proceed, Raju. Yes, proceed.
Yeah, after learning Python from you, I got into a company which works on OTT platform.
Wow, very good. Okay.
So I got into media live, elemental live
Wow.
features, which AWS features for live streaming.
Very
So
good.
now I'm working on a project which helps in migrating most of the AWS resources into control towers.
Okay.
So I don't have the foundations of AWS DevOps. So that's the reason I thought this
Good.
might help. Or yeah.
Good. Definitely, it will help you, Rajiv. Okay.
Yeah, Sunil. I'm very glad to get connected with you back again. It had helped me a lot because of your free courses for a Python. I've got into a good places. I'm very thankful.
Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you. Convey my regards. Please promote our institute to your friend circle.
Definitely, sir. I would personally want to meet you, and I want to grace you with my own hands. I'm really very much touched with your good self, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you.
Yeah.
So at the end of this course, we'll also have a project work. Okay. So people who wants to gain confidence when attending the interview, obviously they'll ask you what kind of projects you worked on. So we have a project exposure training also. Okay. Just for your information. One more final call. It's already 7:44. Akshita, before closing, can we have a talk, Akshita? I can see your hand raised. Akshit.
Hi,
Akshit
Sunil. Hi, sir.
Yes.
I'm calling from Canada, sir.
Yes, Akshit.
So actually, I have previously enrolled in your Python course. Like when I was studying project management. So I just, learned basics.
Very
So
good.
I know I want to, go into DevOps.
Very good.
And I have actually enrolled to Ankit's batch, but I couldn't attend the sessions. So can I continue like your session?
You have enrolled Ankit for which course? DevOps course?
Yeah, AWS Devops batch 182.
You have to re-enroll again, Akshit. Okay, because that's a different instructor, right? And it is a different
Yeah.
instructor here. You have to re-enroll. Please re-enroll, and this
Okay,
time
sure.
please complete it. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll complete
If
it.
you if you're aiming for completion, then only enroll. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Because
Thank you so much.
50%, because half, because if you drop, it will not help. You have to complete the course to have the complete understanding. Okay, and exposure.
Okay,
Akshit,
sure.
all the best.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Market is good in US and Canada region also. Okay. Especially for DevOps and cloud. I hope you know it. Akshit?
Yeah, that's the reason I enrolled it.
How do you know about this course, our institute?
Actually, I came to know in 2022, about your, free courses like Python and SQL from my friend in India. So I enrolled in Python first.
How is Python
And
training?
then it was very good. It was very good. But actually, I didn't practice much. So you will make it very easy. First, I bought Python books and try to learn myself, but I couldn't. It is very hard. But you teach like a spoon feeding.
Thank
It
you.
was very good.
Thank you. So
but I
similar to
couldn't
it.
practice it.
Actually, DevOps is not easy to understand, technically speaking. The subject is easy, but the understanding is difficult. Okay, I'll make it simplified to a possible extent to understand the DevOps. Okay. Yeah. Akshit.
Okay, thank you so much, Sunil.
All the
I'm very
best.
grateful to you.
All the best.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Participants, I have seen many many participants are raising their hands. We can not have interaction with all the participants. Okay. Tomorrow, please join 10 minutes before the scheduled time. So first 10-15 minutes we'll have interaction so that you can communicate to me. And then tomorrow, again, as usual, we will go to day 2. Okay. Tomorrow, our plan is to explain how to create a new AWS account because there are few people who are completely new to AWS. For their perspective, we learn how can we create a new AWS account. The prerequisite because we start with Linux, as I told you in the slide. The first one we start with Linux. So tomorrow we'll create a Linux machine. We'll not install Linux on our laptop. We'll create a Linux machine on AWS, and we'll get started with Linux. That's our plan for tomorrow. Stay tuned using the Zoom link, same Zoom link like how you have attended today. please join tomorrow and stay focused and get into your dream DevOps role. Okay. Have a good time. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much.